All right, what's going on, boys and girls? So, this particular video, we're going to be talking about something I've talked about on more than one occasion, and that's game journalist. But I'm just going to be real with you, and I'm going to tell you that most of them are a bunch of hacks. And that's not said in a haha kind of self deprecating way. It's meant as an insult for those of you in the UK. In the US, that means you guys are terrible. Outside of the US, it applies to the same way. You guys are hacks. And this company right here that is shown is exactly why. You guys regurgitate the same PR press bullshit that Evolve and similar companies and publishers with PR departments will give you. That's all you are. Look at what you actually do. So my question becomes, if these are the gatekeepers, people like Evolve and the other PR departments in bigger publishers, these guys are the gatekeepers. They handle the flow of information about whether or not these people will actually talk to you or not. And the thing is, once you get past that and you actually start getting the personal connections, you can bypass these guys. But the thing I found specifically when it comes to mostly the gaming journalist / press is that they're cliquey. Like they have literally, and I don't mean just like in the high school sense. I mean, they have literally lifted the professional wrestling playbook to drive their traffic. It's literally rage click it. Play on the emotions, you'll get the clicks for the rage. And that's literally what they do. So when game journalists say that, you know, they understand things on a deeper level, like certain jackasses that are the editor-in-chief of The Gamer, you guys are the gatekeepers that you guys specifically hate. You know, there are so many other areas in geekdom that you guys, oh, well, we're all inclusive and we shouldn't gatekeep and all the other stuff. But you guys are exactly the gatekeepers you hate. So for me, you have other things that make me call you a bunch of fucking hacks. Journalists, example, current story going around, Chris Avellone has filed a libel suit against the people who claimed he was a sexual predator and, you know, raped them and all the other stuff. Not a single word other than a bunch of stupid Twitter shit by a bunch of morons who refuse to actually report on it because they are in the, if they say it, it's true mentality. And hey, if that's how you want to operate in your life, that's totally your prerogative. I tend to be more of the, let me see both sides and go from there. And if I'm taking the approach that if Chris's lawsuit for libel fails, well, it says a lot about him. If it succeeds, it says a lot about the other people. Because if it fails, it shows that they were truthful. If it succeeds, it means they were potentially lying. Novel idea. I don't believe in letting Twitter decide what is true and what is not, and presumption of guilt and innocence. Fuck the Twitter mob. As far as that, the way it should be being reported, very factually, lawsuit filed by Chris Avellone against accusers. Now he is the accuser for libel of these people who have put these allegations forward. We'll update the story if the accusers have anything more to add or say. That's it. That's your story. That's your fucking job. Instead, we get stupid pieces by like The Gamer on when Top Hat Studios refused to censor the game that they put out called Sense of Cyberpunk Ghost Story. Instead of looking at it and say, oh wow, these guys have receipts, and reading the 5+ pages of receipts, what did they do? They gave a piece about, well, maybe it's just a marketing campaign. Be a fucking journalist like you claim to be. Read the shit. It's that simple. Leave your take out of it. Journalists in every field report the facts, let the user, let the reader, let the audience figure out truth or not. Your job is not to give your take and your opinion on it. So if you have a take or an opinion on a news story, you're not a journalist. You're a commentator. And ironically, commentators are pretty much what exactly game journalists fucking detest the most. So if you guys want to be considered entertainers or personalities, you might want to update your resume to an entertainer or personality, because your tag of journalist, you are not. That, to me, is the biggest crock of shit and the biggest issue I take with game journalists. Because you have people like Kirk here, who is the editor-in-chief of The Gamer, who is a condescending douche like 90% of the game industry. Because how dare somebody have a difference of opinion from his worldview? So that's just The Gamer. I'm also calling them a bunch of fucking hacks because they literally, consumerism. We hate consumerism. But you guys peddle consumerism. I mean, shit. The very first ad on IGN is for the PS5 and Ratchet and Clank. And for the most people who don't know how this works, is usually you buy lots unless of specific genre of ads that relates to what your site sells generically. What these guys do is they usually make deals specifically with publishers and whatnot for specific games as banner or header ads and side ads and full page side blown ads and all the other crap. Whatever. I'm not going to shit on the business model, but I'm going to shit on the business model because the parasitic nature that the gaming press has with developers and publishers and the PR regurgitation of shit that they do is beyond belief. If you want to be commentators, you want to be entertainers, you want to be X and Y and Z, just say it. But to label you guys journalists is a fucking joke. You want to know why people poke fun at game journalism and say it's not a real field and all the other stuff? Just look at how you guys act. I would go so far as to say that the Twitter rage mob, that of the specifically those that are in the gaming journalism field, you guys are worse than the paparazzi that got Princess Di killed. Because you're killing this fucking industry. And anybody who says anything remotely bad about you from a professional view, I'm not even talking about how I view you guys personally. Anybody who has a different take on the industry than you shun and blacklist. And you can't say you don't do it because you goddamn know well you do. You guys are a think tank bunch of morons. You guys are the Borg and you don't even fucking realize it. You guys kill your own goddamn industry. You guys have literally ran right into the ass end of fucking Jack Thompson. And for most people, that's going to be a reference that they're not going to understand. For those that don't know, he was the idiot back in the early 2000s that was trying to get GTA banned. The industry is just doing it to itself through the press. That's why game journalists, you're hacks. 90% of you are fucking hacks. So do the world a favor. Close the 12 assholes. The one on your face, the one out on your ass, and the 10 that are on your fingers. And stop covering the internet with your dumb, unprofessional, don't know what the fuck you want to be shit.